What's up, guys? So today we're looking at a pretty interesting different light from Fenix. This is the E-Lite. It's E-Lite. I was first curious about this for when I do walking, when I walk around the block and it's kind of getting a little bit dusk-ish. In the past, I've used all different types of flashlights, even Christina. Christina had a red filter on a light that she'd have kind of angled on her waist. The whole idea is just be able to be more visible at night for oncoming cars. Where I live, there's the woods, there are no sidewalks, so you're very much walking in the road. So it's just good to be very visible. Usually I'd have some kind of light, maybe even something small like this to clip to the hat, although this was on a fanny pack. I have a light and just kind of face towards the ground. And even if I'm holding a light at night and I know a car's coming, I'll turn it on and just angle it down. I'm not obviously blinding traffic, but I do just make myself very known so that any oncoming cars, can know I'm there so they can avoid hitting me. It doesn't happen very often, but once in a while it's just nice to have a specific lighting source for that. So I was interested in this for that purpose, although you can use this for absolutely anything. You can clip it to the shoulder strap of a bag, which will be very visible from the side. Obviously if you do bike riding and stuff, just, the sky's the limit pretty much on this. So basically this is a little flashlight that has a clip built into it. Okay, so that's how you're going to be attaching it to everything. It's just this main clip that's here. All right. The max output is 150 lumens. There's a bunch of different modes. So if you push and hold the side, it'll turn on the light, right? So you let go. Then you're going to just click through the 3 different white modes. So we have low, medium, and high. Again, high is 150 lumens. All right, this one has a match CA18 LED, which is something I've never heard of. That particular LED, I have no experience with it. But it seems to have a pretty good beam shot. Obviously, how this LED and reflector is, this is pretty much all spill. All right, it's just an area light. It's not really focused too much at all, which is what you want for this particular purpose. But anyway, going back to the light on high, it's going to run for 1 hour and 40 minutes. All right, the low modes is going to be 5 lumens. It's going to run for 20 hours, all right, which is plenty of time. So you can use this multiple times before you have to even think about charging it. And then medium is 45 lumens for 4 hours and 20 minutes. So, obviously it's a happy medium, quite literally. You don't have the most runtime, but you don't have the biggest output either. All right, now it makes this light kind of different from everything else because there's a lot of clip lights that have, different modes and they're white outputs, right? And by the way, like I said, you'd have this clip to a hat, so it could work very nicely as a work light as well, but I didn't even mess around with that. I actually started liking the neck lights, which would be for a future video. But anyway, when you push and hold, again, while it's on, it'll switch to the side LEDs. All right, this is where things get a little bit more interesting and unique. So we have red, click it once, we have red flashing. All right, click it again, we have blue. And then again, we have blue flashing. All right, and it'll just cycle through those. All right, you can long press to turn it off. So yeah, having the red constant or flashing and then having the blue constant or flashing can be very advantageous, again, for visibility. So having that red light, all right, just people see it very easily. I would use the constant. I wouldn't even use the flashing. If I was on a bicycle, maybe I'd use the flashing, on the back of me if I had a pack or something, or even put it underneath the seat where the reflector would be, or, above the reflector or below it. That would be something I would personally do, but I haven't rode a bike in a long time. It would be cool if this had the red-blue combination for some of the first responders out there. So some of the police guys and girls that are watching, that might be nice for them. They can put it on their vest or something like that and just have a quick visual that, hey, look, I'm a police officer. Everyone knows the red and blue flashing lights, right? So that's just a little bit of a miss with this one. I'd like to see maybe a future version have that. You have the capability to have both LEDs in there. It's just whatever the circuitry is and whatever the processor inside that tells the flashlight what to do. I'm sure that's something that could be worked out. So that's one improvement I'd like to see on this particular light. But other than that, it's pretty cool. It weighs nothing. It's 0.6 ounces. All right, you're going to forget about this. You can clip these to anything you want, all types of different gear. Or again, you just clip it. You can use it as a hat light and just use that white. Christina actually played around with this a little bit, and she likes this on the hat with the red. So she can clip it to the hat. And even though it's a little bit on your face, it's not too bad in your peripheral vision, but you could still have that kind of night vision. She likes to play around with all the different flashlights. This is one she kind of gravitated toward just because it was a little bit different there. But again, the sky's the limit on how you'd actually use this. These sell for 20 bucks. I think it's a very reasonable price for what it's offering. It is very unique. It's something totally different. There's a million different flashlights on the market, none exactly like this. You know, there are other lights that are similar in that they have red or blue or something. But it's just nice, just a little versatile light, fairly inexpensive. It'd make a good gift too, you know, come Christmas time, birthdays, things like that. It's just nice. A lot of people who I talk to who give flashlights for gifts, people who receive them, they're blown away because they're things they never think about. You know, I gave a flashlight to my mother-in-law years ago. She keeps that in her purse. She uses it all the time. You know, I give flashlights to friends and family and stuff, and they really do find them very useful. But normally it's not something they would ever think to purchase themselves. You know, it's just, you go through life and it's no different than any other thing. Knives, flashlights, guns, you know. You hope to not need to use them, but when you do need to use these different types of tools, it's really nice to have them. No one ever thinks about it. And sometimes you make do, like I know plenty of people, most people, walk around knifeless, and you think, how can they possibly do that? Because all us knife people, you know, we're using knives all the time. But they manage, they figure it out. They usually go to other people who have knives, you know, or they use a pair of scissors, which is, guess what? 2 knives stuck together. So anyway, that's nor here or there for this video. But yeah, I just wanted to bring this to light, no pun intended. I had this for a while now, just kind of playing with it on and off. I figured it's finally time to do a video. It is pretty cool. It's really nice. It's nice to have different options, you know, having a couple different headlamps to choose from, a couple different, you know, small little pocketable EDC lights, a couple medium EDC lights, large EDC lights, huge throwers, and then oddball stuff like this, you know. Pretty neat. So yeah, I mean, it's a simple UI too, to get to those different modes. I never actually used the blue mode. I like the red. What I was going to say before, which I skipped over and forgot to say, is for visibility, I like the constant red as opposed to the blinking. I understand the blinking may pull more attention, but I think it's actually distracting. But that's personal preference. But yeah, that's pretty much it. If you guys happen to have this light, let everyone know in the comment section what you think of yours. But it's held up fantastic. It's really simple. The little charging port is on the bottom here. As you can see, there's a little cover. All right, it comes with a simple USB charging cable. All right, and then of course your instruction booklet, which I went over all the modes, but let's go ahead and open it up real quick, see if there's anything else you need to know. So there's the UI of the light. And you can see how this works. It's also showing the lockout mode here, which I've never used on this particular light. But in case you want to know how it works, you would do the double click for lockout. All right, so you can see that flashed a couple times. So if I push it, nothing happens. If I push and hold, you see it just flashes. Okay, so again, this allows the light to be locked out in case this is loose inside of a bag or something. It doesn't accidentally get pressed, and then, you know, all the battery drains and light being on. All right, same thing like other ones. You just double click to shut it off. All right, so now you can see it's just on, and then long hold to actually shut it off. So yeah, pretty simple stuff there. And of course, you know, doing the extra hold once it's on goes to the side LEDs, the blue and the red. Then you can cycle through blinking or constant on. There's all the outputs and run times, and that's pretty much it. So anyway, that's all. That is the Fenix E-Lite. Pretty simple, pretty cool little light. I kind of wish these were like, you know, more like 10 bucks, so you could buy a bunch of them. Just makes it even easier for gift giving, give everyone you know, stocking stuffers and stuff. $20 gets a little bit more expensive for some people for something like a stocking stuffer. Anyway, just a pretty cool light. I've enjoyed it quite a bit. I have to say, I don't have kids if you don't know, but if I did have kids, I'd probably have one of these on their backpack to bring to school. As far as I know, kids can still have flashlights at school as long as you're not, you know, shining it in your friend's eyes or your teacher's eyes or playing around with it in class. Obviously I wouldn't give this to real little kids because it might be a choking hazard, but if your kid's old enough to know not to put things in their mouth and accidentally swallow them, this would be great for a backpack strap, I think, especially if your kid's walking to school. I would have them just keep the red on, maybe even the flashing or the blue, whatever they like. It doesn't really make a difference, but it makes them more visible so other cars will see them. Of course, once they get on the bus, they can unclip the light and just shut it off. They'll know how to use it because you taught them. But I think that's a fantastic idea for kids. And, you know, it's just one particular scenario. There's all kinds of other ideas. I mean, when I was growing up, we walked and rode our bikes everywhere. You know, today's a different time. People are worried about your kids getting kidnapped or hit by cars and stuff. If I was younger, this is something I probably would have had, again, on my bicycle or on a bag or something like that. But anyway, the sky is the limit. You can use all kinds of different lights for all kinds of different purposes. But I think this one's A-okay. Pretty cool features and definitely a little bit different from what we normally see. So that's all. That is the Fenix E-Lite. Thanks for watching, guys. Hope you have an awesome day, and I'll see you tomorrow with a brand new video. Take care.